Alright, y'all. Let's get this party started. It's a Monday. We got some stuff to do in town. Gonna run one of the prize boxes off. And it's gonna be a nice hot day, so we may be firing up the grill later. I'm excited about that because I like to grill. So I wanted to get, and I'm only gonna do one 5-pound weight today just to be on the safe side. But I wanted to talk about a lot of things, including the fact that, you know, like a lot of people this weekend, I've seen the heifer's non-apology. I also seen her try to allude, once again, that my video, which she watched through a third party, set her off enough to get herself timed out. She gave a literal non-sincere, non-genuine apology that she'll probably roll right back soon, and she realizes that going for sympathy isn't going to work for her, and that more than likely she is going to make more people annoyed at the fact that she keeps reminding them of things like her Cuba rage, reminding why she got her 7-day timeout, which once again, I didn't narc on you, heifer. I don't have to. I don't go to your channel. I don't do stuff like that. But you had to know, doing what you did, with the amount of ill will you garnered over the last few years, that people were going to do stuff. And I just don't understand why you think you're untouchable. I feel like with Chantal, though, she realized she messed up. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Between the revenue that she lost out for the week timeout that she got from YouTube, around her birthday of all things. She came back swinging, coming to Canada with all the insistence that she's going to get her life together, she's got appointments, she's going to move there. She dropped her PayPal link, which, once again, I say that if you really had a need and it was genuine, even though I don't like the fact that with the amount of money she usually brags about, including saying, which I heard in a recent clip, that she makes 6 figures, why the hell are you asking people to help you out? But like I said, I don't watch people's coins like that, so I normally don't care. I just thought it was funny that you told them that the money was supposed to be for your move. Then you told everybody that you can't do it, you got to get back to Kuwait. And now you're saying it's not a scam because there's only 3 people and $37. And like everybody's been saying to you, it's not the amount you got. It is that you declared that this would be helping you get a place in Canada, get some stuff for Sam, and you lied. You misrepresented what you were getting the money for. And that, whether you like it or not, is scamming. I think that with Chantal, she likes to twist words. She likes to pretend like the stuff she says matters. She likes to make up a life for herself. It was funny how Goose Chuck showed us the Degrassi episode, and then I rewatched it this morning in the YouTube Underground, where, for real, I just, my brain goes, how does she think, there's a lot of us Gen Xers and younger who remember Degrassi. And the fact that she was doing that so boldly is hilarious. But it's not surprising. Nothing about Shantel screams authentic. And I can tell you, as a sociopath, it can be hard to apologize. I try to get myself in situations where I don't have to be at fault because it is hard when you fuck up. I don't like having to be wrong. My brain just like fights it at times. So when I apologize, make it clear who I'm apologizing to, what I'm apologizing for, because it doesn't feel sincere if you're not going to do that. She brought up the Cuba rage, a little bit before my time, but still, I've seen enough clips of it. I've seen where she told people, you need to eat carbs, you don't need the weight loss surgery, that she said to a literal loyal beezer at that time. She tried to blame booze, and like I said, alcohol's the truth serum. So everything you were saying during that, and your pumped up kicks, where you talked about how moms can't afford to take care of their kids, and how you would give them everything, and you talked about the U.S. culture. I'm not going to act like my country doesn't have a very tentative issue with guns. My family are registered gun owners. My partner's a registered gun owner. We keep our stuff in a gun safe where it belongs. We don't play with them like they're toys. But there are people, just had a family, mother and father sentenced to 10 to 15 years for letting their son get an AR-15 when he murdered 6 kids here in Michigan. So yeah, gun culture is toxic right now. It really is. And we aren't above criticism in that case. But when you do something like this right after a serious shooting like Uvalde, where babies were murdered, not big kids, not in it's not acceptable anywhere. From the Virginia Tech shooting, to Columbine, to Stoneman Douglas in Florida Parkland, we have an issue. But for Uvalde, just like the Connecticut school, Sandy Hook, whenever it is young babies, whenever it's kids who they barely got to live, it just hits so much harder, especially for those of us who are parents, those of us who are constantly worried about active shooter drills and having the school call you and say, don't come up because we had to lock down the school because we seen somebody with a gun on the grounds. When you think of the depth of evil that you have to be to claim to be drunk and make fun of that, and then give a weird lecture to those of us who survived through this shit, yeah. So I don't accept any apology, though I know she wasn't trying to apologize to me. I know she blamed me for triggering her yet again. Thanks, Heifer. But I do feel like any beezer that believes that she's being sincere, she couldn't even put down that slop of a poutine at all to properly look in the camera and say that she's sorry for saying that yous were replaceable, that she's sorry for assuming that yous would be gullible enough to fund her lifestyle again, even though she constantly lies and abuses you. The problem with Chantal is she's not used to real pushback. She hates it. That's why she gets mad at me. Like I said, outside calling her heifer and talking about the shit she puts on the internet, I really don't talk that much about her directly because I don't know her. She wears a mask. So for her to act like somebody is attacking her personally, which is what she said in that non-apology, and that she needs to be the bigger person, I'm going to leave that one alone because, you know, the jokes write themselves. The fact of the matter is, you had the bigger channel. You let somebody else rile you up with a video that you could have clicked down on. And then you went after somebody whose channel was just, my channel was growing nice and slow and steady, the way I was liking it. And then you went on that nasty tirade and then you did it again when you got back. So now I'm the lady with no teeth. And let's get it right, bitch. I'm missing 2 front teeth. And I'm okay showing it because unlike you, I don't ever claim myself to be a beauty. I do not function on the superficial like you do. I don't need eye candy like you said, but you're a man. I don't need to be about looks or makeup or any of that stuff because, honestly speaking, I like the natural me. I'm a nerd, I'm a writer, I'm a mom, I'm married to my best friend, and I'm loving my life. And until you get to this place, you'll never be on my level no matter how many subscribers you have to your channel. You picked the wrong one when you decided to throw superficial jabs. Because as you can see, I can exercise. I can do things like talk, ride my bike. I'm going to head out to my town in a little bit to drop off a prize box. Because unlike you, Miss Taker, I like to give things. And Tweety, if you watch this, honey, I've been waiting for you to reach out to my email. I haven't seen you in a while, so I hope you're okay. You won one of the books in the giveaway, and I want to make sure you get it, dear, because you have always been so sweet. And I hadn't heard from you, so, you know, just at least let us know you're okay, okay? You know, there's no pressure to take the book if you don't want it, but I do want to make sure you're okay. But talking about giving, she just had Ramadan. She was talking about Eid and how halal restaurant that she wants to go to will be open on the 18th, which allegedly is her therapist appointment. Which a little bit of thoughts and prayers for that therapist, because they're going to hear a lot of victimization, a lot of it's not my fault, people just pick on me bullshit, and no real reflection on her own antics and actions. She's going to shift a lot of blame on things in her past without realizing that a lot of your decisions led to things in your past. And I don't think she understands that a good therapist will let you talk on, but then they're going to cut through everything you said and get to the heart of the matter. And if you stick it out, because you can't just go to one therapy session and think it's going to cure all. And I hope that you don't get the same kind of therapist that ALR allegedly has, that just opens her eyes to nothing that she does is wrong, and her gaining back up to 500 or more pounds is normal because we all fall off. And it's like, why would anybody, whether they're mental health or physical health professional, tell you that? That's a lie. And I think it's just the Girl Playbook at this point. They will say anything that makes them feel better for their lack of care for their physical and mental health. And it is so vital at our age to take care of both. It is so key to not make excuses for when you've got to take care of your health. And unfortunately, both of them play for the same playbook. Now Chantel's going around with a daily planner, talking about, I'm going to walk for 30 minutes, but that footage didn't show a 30-minute walk. So, you know, like I say, it's her life, it's her health to throw away. I just don't understand why it's so vital to her to keep lying to herself. Because she's not lying to us. Most of us who watch, especially me through other reaction channels, are just looking to see where the spectacle ends, how it ends. And it's sad to say that, but after years of watching her squander all the goodwill between friends, between followers, and even some of her family, why in the heck would anybody want to continue to openly support this? I think that she is realizing the bridges she burned. And while she thinks she can just repair them with a half-assed poutine-filled apology, she's going to learn that people are just tired. There are so many low-cal contenders out there. There's so many possibilities to just talk about other people and other things. And watching you complete the same cycle, which, like I said, would do for a rage, it's crazy. But what killed me, and we all were saying that in the chat this morning, was you mentioning that the mozzarella in that overly saturated French fry and spaghetti sauce filled poutine that you were shoveling in while you faked apologize might have been given to you by, might have been sourced by people of criminal backgrounds normally. I want you to understand something. As people who are proud, many Italians get severely offended when you assume that they have any ties to organized crime. Many Italians would fuck you up if you said that about even a relative of theirs if they owned said business. So, a little word of advice. I know you were trying to be quirky and funny. Maybe not do jokes about that organization. I'm just saying. Being from New York, even if you did think you knew somebody that had those ties, you didn't know that. And the fact that you, as a Canadian, can make jokes like that, like, I know there's organized crime everywhere, including in Canada. They murdered a wrestler back in the day. I believe it was Bruno Sammartino, one of my favorites, actually, when I used to watch the WWF before it became the WWE. So, I'm not acting like there aren't organized crime groups. I'm just saying it isn't wise to mention them so flippantly, even in this day and age. So, like I said, I don't quite understand her. I don't understand the food nostalgia. I don't understand the memories of taking poutine from a little girl that allegedly had it delivered to school every day. Nothing in this story matched. A lot of us, like I said, I joke around. There are very few elementary school memories I retain. Remember my first fight? because I had to get a bully off me, and it taught me fighting back always is the best way. But I can't imagine remembering the fucking food as well. She has like total food recall. And I just don't get it. And then when you bring it up to her, we're supposedly fat phobic even though we're fat too. And that's another point of contention. Well, you're fat, so you should understand me. I'm fat and I do understand when you lie to yourself, when you binge and act like, well, I can just drink water and it'll be enough. The amount of sodium and carbs you put in yourself on a daily basis not being good for your system. And you get mad because there are those of us who understand that. There are those of us who know how bad you're tanking your system. There are those of us who still, even though we're doing the thing, show the signs of when we let ourselves go. It is a reality. And if you want to get where I'm even at, where you can exercise and talk, where you can sit in a car and not be filling out the front so much that's a talking point for people, you have to make more of an effort. Stop whining about your family in Kuwait. Right now, with what's going on with the potential conflicts, especially now that Iran has retaliated for the attack on their embassy in Damascus, which is something you should have known about, but you don't because you only get your tells half-assed. Right now, there's a lot of inter-conflict going on in the Middle East with ties to what's going on between Israel and Palestine. And it is not good. And I heard that they are going to stop allowing non-essential travel to plenty of states, Islamic states, because of what's going on. And I know a lot of people have their opinions on the what with in regards to Iran jumping in. Some people think World War III is going to happen. I'm praying not. But in this case, it is a touchy geopolitical subject. The conflict between the two states of Palestine and Israel is a touchy subject. The fact that an embassy got bombed on top of humanitarian workers being literally fired upon and losing their lives just trying to help the people who are starving in Palestine is a touchy topic. So I knew it was only going to be a matter of time before one of the bigger nations who want to help the Palestinian people weighed in. The fact that somebody who claims to be a revert, claims to love the culture, claims to celebrate the culture, won't even study that much and understand what they're talking about before flippantly going, well, I don't normally talk about politics. Even though there's documented, archived stuff of you regurgitating whoever you're with at the time's thought process. Your boycott of things that support Israel seem to go out the window with that bagel and drink that you got from Tim Hortons. Like I said, I don't boycott a lot of things anymore because if I don't fuck with it, I just don't fuck with it. I'm not going to make a big deal. It's honestly easier to just take my money elsewhere if I don't support a brand instead of making it about me. But you literally went on several TikTok rants, several YouTube things where you were just like taunting people to fight with you over this. And it's nothing to fight with you over. If you were true in your conviction, there would have been nothing anybody could have said to you that would have rattled you about what's going on with that conflict. But the fact that you're pivoting yet again off the suffering of others, trying to make it about yourself, that's why people can't stand your antics. Like I said, I don't know you personally, Chantal. I probably never will. Don't have no interest. But what I see of what you put online, what you present, that mask that you put on yourself, that a lot of us sociopaths, diagnosed and undiagnosed, do. I don't like your antics. I think you waste a lot of people's time with both lies and trying to make it seem like the faces you present are your genuine faces. But like I said, you mimic any environment you're in, any partner you're with. And it's clear. We're getting away from Foodie for a bit because I think Saturday I'm going to be talking about this other lady who legitimately, I just seen some clips of her potentially scamming her relative, which I alluded to on Saturday. When she did that GoFundMe so that she could make her way down when she already gave us a laundry list of reasons why she would never be able to be a caretaker for said parent. I said, asking for $2,000 on a GoFundMe to go see a parent that you are just calling your birth parent, that means the person may not have even raised her. It's weird. It's like all the girls play from the same playbook. And I do stand by if people need genuine help. That's why these sites are for. And this lady that I was covering isn't bragging about making $20K a month. But I still think it's kind of shitty to have people pay for something that you're just going to exploit on TikTok. I think it's crazy to me how many people will ignore stuff like this and say, oh, you're just picking at them. Am I though? When she listed off all the stuff that was wrong with her, including not being able to stand much, having type 2 diabetes, or she contains that she's keeping regular lymphedema, lipedema, and all this other stuff to say why she's not that mobile. And that her immobility and not her stuff in her face is why she's where she's at. And it's like the denial for me. I get it. When you're a certain size and when your body is literally rejecting everything you did to it, you want to find any excuse except for yourself. You don't want to look in that mirror and stare harshly. I have to, no matter what I do, constantly stare at the reminders of when I was 500. And I don't mind it because it keeps my ass from getting back there. But if you're not willing or able to tell the truth that you did that to yourself, you're never going to make the first steps to do better. You don't have to be perfect. I tell people all the time, that's why I'm not afraid to wear my battle scars. I'm not a perfect soul. I'm not a perfect being. I'm just a human surviving and striving like everybody else. What I'm not is not afraid to be my authentic self. Whether it's online, offline, you get what you get with me. And I think a lot of people gravitate towards that because they're so tired of people trying to flirt with the fucking camera, trying to tell the world that even though I'm a big girl, I'm everybody's cup of tea and I'm gorgeous. That's not the reality of the situation. I did not come to this site to be liked. Honestly, I'm grateful to those of you who do, but I'm always cautious because, like I learned from Twitter, admiration can turn into adversity on a drop of a hat. For nothing more than what somebody thought you said. For nothing more than people coin watching you. For nothing more than things like your skin color. And yes, a lot of people did allude to me that they believed that the main reason Heifer was so aiming to attack me was not only because I'm a woman, but because I'm a black woman. And it wouldn't shock me if that was true. She's had a history of that too. And the thing is, it don't matter to me. That's her burden to bear. It's not mine. I think, for real, life got better when I took the bull by the horns and started to take shit seriously. Going to specialists, going to dietitian, talking to an actual psychiatrist and a backup therapist, because you need both when you have schizoaffective disorder. Taking your health seriously is so important, but especially in your 40s. With Chantal, you are in now. You might think you're just an old lady. I joke about that all the time, but we're still young. In the grand scheme of things, if you took your health seriously, you might be able to get to 70 or 80. But I heard in a clip back in the day, you didn't want that. So it's like, you never know what side of her face she's going to talk out of. You never know what she wants to do with her life. All she seems to want to do is eat. And I think for me, it got to a breaking point when I realized, A, I want to be around here for kiddo. I want to be able to do things with my son. And B, I wasn't unhappy anymore. I had spent years just being a mom, by myself, relaxing, getting my shit together, going through jobs, trying to find out who and what I want to be. From bookkeeping to promotions, I tried to figure out where I wanted to be in life. And there was just a part of my brain that goes, ever since you were younger, you wanted to write. You got discouraged by your family because it is hard for a writer to make a living, especially back then, because you really had to rely on publisher houses not to reject you. So, yeah, they were just trying to caution me. So when I went to school, got my degree for something I'm never going to use it for, I just was following and going with the flow because my family knew best then. But I was unhappy. I was doing what I was told to do instead of doing what I wanted to do. And now that I'm older and I've learned so many lessons, I'm getting to do what I want to do. I'm getting to write. The second book, y'all, is just coming along so lovely. So if I get quiet from time to time, you don't hear me for a bit, know that it's because I'm writing. I really, really want to get the rough draft of this story finished by June. Get it looked at, see what can be edited down and changed so that we can get another release soon. And I'm just so appreciative of everybody who's reached out, said they want a copy of the book. I cannot wait till that big box gets here. I am so excited. What we're going to do is break down the giveaways to 5 books each Saturday until we're done. I know it'll stretch the giveaway out a bit longer, which is fine, but I think 5 is definitely more maintainable in regards to mailing out too, because we're not restricting winners around the globe. If you live overseas, if you live in the continental North America, whether it's Canada or South America, I want you to be able to get your giveaway gift. And I've also, like I told other winners, let us know. We tend to pay postage, like for overseas, it's about 30 bucks. And I'm not saying that, please do not give me money, but it's about 30 bucks for overseas. And media mail in the, at least to Canada, was regular, like we were sending it here in the US. And still, they warned us from one of the people I was sending to that they might get charged a duty. So I will definitely reach out to anybody who gets charged that, and you let me know, and we'll reimburse you. Because nobody should have to pay for a gift from us. It's a prize, and it shouldn't be treated like something that you have to pay for. So that's just how my brain works. That's just how I want to handle things in regards to this community who have been so amazing and supportive, who have come to my channel, you know, because of the heifer, but have stayed because I do content like this, stayed because of the Saturday Lives, even watch the bonnet stuff I do on Twitch on Fridays and upload to here. So many of you have seen my views, my point of view, my candidness with my mental health and stuff, and I have a lot of videos up from my mental health vlog. So if you want, check those out. I think I have them under their own playlist. I really do like to share what I can. I don't like to overshare or exploit my family. You're not going to see a shit ton of mess. You're not going to see fighting or struggling. I just want to thrive. I just want to keep the balance that I worked so hard for. I want to look back in my past and go, that was then, this is now, and I'm good. And I think that is the main difference and the main reason why Chantel's insults can't hurt me or anybody else in her orbit, because I know she has some people who want to act like her fans. You're not wise enough to watch your back around them. And they're really fair weather friends. And when shit goes down and she goes off again and she does something stupid, they're going to be the ones to be like, well, we told her, and then move on to whoever else they can exploit. So if I were you, Shantel, I'm not going to tell you to log off because I know so much of your life is tied to being logged on. I'd say seriously, just get some help. Get some help. Work on yourself. Don't worry about me or what anybody else thinks about you. Start thinking highly of yourself without arrogance. Gain some self-worth and then you'll get actual confidence. But if you don't, you can't blame anybody for getting under your skin with a comment or commentary. You're too old for this. You're not a kid anymore. I don't care if you long to be a kid anymore. That's not how life works. Even though I technically wrote about that stuff in my fantasies, about how, you know, certain technology can reduce the aging process and make somebody appear like a child. But we ain't there yet. It's all science fiction right now. I think what you need to do is realize that even though you fucked up, and you're still here. And while you're still here, you should be doing stuff to do better by yourself. Until you do, there's nothing anybody like me or anybody else who's been through it can say to you. And we're not here to coddle you. We're not here to give you ass pats and head pats as well. We're just living our own best life. All right, y'all. Sweating up. Gotta go get ready, get that box shipped off, get into town to get some stuff done. Thank you all for watching me sweat. I will be back hopefully next week with another one of these, unless something so big happens that my ass wants to talk about it. There's prize boxes up top here. I got to get it packed. I just got to find some things I want to put in there too. Congratulations to both Blondie and Tweety again. You are both so appreciated, and I really am glad that your names came up for the draw. And Tweety, dear, please let us know you're okay. I will talk to you all soon.